I was halfway through my third cup of gas station coffee when the call came in. Tuesdays were always slow in claims, dead files, half-baked accident reports, the usual bull. I sat in my cubicle staring at a windshield repair invoice, trying to decide if the guy actually hit a bird or just didn't want to admit he fell asleep at the wheel. That's how boring it gets when you're an auto insurance claims adjuster in Tallahassee, Florida. My name's Cal. I'm 36. Been stuck at this job 6 years too long. So when my phone buzzed with a call from Darren, I nearly dropped it. We hadn't talked in over 2 years. Not since our dad's funeral. Last I knew, he was running yacht charters out of Miami and acting like he'd never left spring break behind. Cal, he said, voice casual like we'd spoken last week. You busy? Depends, I said. You in jail or just drunk? He laughed. Neither. Just out on the water. Quick question though. Where's Erica right now? I sat up straight. Boston. Corporate retreat thing. Coaching seminar. Why? Darren was quiet for half a second. I could hear the wind in the background. I just saw her. Thought maybe I was losing it, but nah. It's her. She's on one of our charters. Yacht left the marina 2 hours ago. I blinked. That doesn't make sense. She's wearing a pink beach wrap. Curly hair, big black sunglasses? My throat dried up. That was Erica's go-to travel look. I kept my voice flat. Who's she with? Some guy. Real smooth type. They're drinking champagne. Laughing. Kinda handsy if I'm honest. The blood left my hands. You sure it's her? She used your last name to book it, man. Paid with your card too. I checked the manifest myself. Cal Vernon, card ending in 2072. Ring a bell? Yeah. That was my card. Our joint account. Quick note. Before we go any deeper, what city or country are you watching from right now? I stood up and walked to the hallway, heart pounding like I'd sprinted. All right, don't let her see you. Don't say a word to her. Just keep eyes on them. Keep me updated. Darren paused. You good? I nodded even though he couldn't see me. I'm fine. But I wasn't. Not even close. I ended the call and stared at the gray office wall in front of me. I just told my brother to spy on my wife. And the scariest part? I didn't even hesitate. I grabbed my jacket and walked straight past my manager's door without even faking a cough. Drove home with the AC blasting and my mind spinning like a busted alternator. I wasn't about to sit at that desk pretending to care about rear-end collisions while my wife was sipping champagne on a yacht with another guy. The second I got inside, I dropped my keys on the counter and opened our banking app. Took 2 seconds to load. Then the list started scrolling. Miami, Florida Oceanfront Spa and Wellness, $412. La Mer Bistro, $289. Yacht Life Charter Add-on, Champagne Upgrade, $138. Miami Luxe Boutique, $670. Yacht Life Charter Premium Sunset Package, $1,840. All within the past 36 hours. My jaw locked. I stared at the screen, not blinking. I didn't even know what the hell a champagne upgrade was, but she damn well didn't need it if she was supposed to be leading a women's leadership retreat in Boston. She'd used our joint credit card, the one we agreed to only use for shared expenses. We had a system. She was the one who insisted. I scrolled further. Uber rides to and from South Beach. A flower delivery service. Room service charges from the Ritz-Carlton in Key Biscayne. This wasn't some impulsive weekend mistake. This was planned. 2 weeks ago, she told me she had back-to-back coaching sessions on Zoom and couldn't help with dinner. I made spaghetti and she never even came down from her office. I remember bringing her a plate and she barely looked at me. A month ago, she asked me if I could cover her website hosting fees again. Said her coaching brand just needed a little more time to catch momentum. I'd smiled, said, of course, and sent the money. I'd paid off her credit card debt when we got married. Let her quit her finance job when she said it was draining her soul. I helped her design her business cards. Filmed her first webinar. Hell, I even paid for the damn ring she wore while laughing on some stranger's yacht. I stood in the middle of the kitchen, phone still in my hand, and took the longest breath of my life. I could feel it all pushing to the surface, the betrayal, the humiliation, the rage. But I didn't scream. I opened my contacts, called Darren. "You still watching her?" I asked. "Yeah," he said. "They docked for a bit near the sandbar. She and that guy are laying out, drinking. Real cozy. Keep eyes on her. Keep your distance. Don't let up." He hesitated. "You sure you're okay?" "I'm working on it." I ended the call, then scrolled to another number I hadn't touched in almost a year. Lexi Darnell. She picked up on the third ring. "Well, look who remembered I exist," she said. "Lex, I need your help. It's serious." There was a pause. "What's going on?" "You still doing freelance digital work for attorneys and private clients?" "Depends who's asking." "It's me. My wife's in Miami cheating on me, and I need to track every digital breadcrumb she's dropping before she starts covering her trail." Her tone changed instantly. "You got account access?" "I've got everything. Emails, credit card, iCloud, you name it." "All right, send me logins. I'll start building a digital mirror of her activity. I'll need 3 hours, maybe 4 if she's slippery." "She's not slippery. She's arrogant." Lexi snorted. "That makes my job easier." I opened my laptop, typed up everything she needed, and hit send. Then I sat down, cracked my knuckles, and stared at the blank desktop folder I just created. I called it Dockside. The folder stayed empty for about 20 minutes. Then files started rolling in one by one. Lexi texted, "She's sloppy. This is gonna be fun." She wasn't kidding. Erica had 0 digital discipline. Her Gmail was wide open. iCloud was syncing location. The banking app didn't even have 2-factor authentication. Lexi ran a scraper that pulled down every recent login, synced purchase history, and tied it all to timestamped geolocation. Within the hour, I had a live dashboard showing Erica's every swipe, ping, and GPS blip. Lexi called. She's got 2 active devices, her iPhone and that stupid rose gold iPad, both bouncing between the Ritz and the docks. And I got their Google Maps history. Want me to start logging it all? Do it. And I want screenshots of every charge. Every message you can pull. You got it. I opened Dockside and made new folders. Financials, GPS logs, media, communications. By the time I poured myself a whiskey, Darren texted, "They're back on deck." She's rubbing his shoulders now. He's feeding her strawberries. I'm about to vomit. "Get a name if you can," I replied. 15 minutes later, another ping. "Guy's name is Blake. I caught it on the yacht manifest. Blake H. Warner. Sounds rich." Lexi chimed in again. "Found a reservation under E. Vernon for a private massage at the hotel. Also, some flagged Yelp logins from her phone. She left a 5-star review for a seafood joint yesterday. Want the timestamp?" "Yeah, all of them." I pulled up a side-by-side of her charges and her location. Her card got hit at Oceanfront Spa at 9:42 a.m. Her phone showed movement from the hotel suite to the 3rd-floor elevator bank 10 minutes before. It was airtight. Every lie had a digital footprint. "You sure you're good keeping this folder clean?" Lexi asked. "Because if this blows up, this kind of stuff gets subpoenaed real fast. I'm keeping it clean. Just give me the data. I'll sort the legal end." Copy that. By early evening, I had receipts for champagne, caviar, boutique shopping, a beachside cabana rental, 2 5-star dinners, and a high-end sunset yacht cruise, all linked to Erica's account. Some were under her name, some under mine. Either way, the paper trail was undeniable. Darren texted again. "They're getting handsy in the hot tub. She's not even pretending to hide it anymore." I replied, "Keep your distance. Just eyes. No contact." He responded with a photo from a distance, grainy, but clear enough. Her hand on Blake's chest, his mouth on her shoulder. She was wearing the wrap I bought her for our 5th anniversary. Lexi called back. "You want to know what hotel room she's in? Hit me." "Room 1206, Ritz-Carlton, Key Biscayne." And get this, she checked in as E. Vernon, Listed you as emergency contact. Kind of poetic, right? Save the sarcasm. Just send me the check-in confirmation and the room charges. Already dropped in your folder. Want me to start matching the transaction timestamps to local security cams? Yeah, especially yacht departures and luxury shops. Anything with date stamps and faces. You're building a case, huh? No, I'm building a wall. One she can't climb back over. Lexi was quiet a second. All right, I'll keep feeding you updates every hour unless I find something urgent. Appreciate it. As soon as the call ended, I organized the new batch into the folders. Labeled every screenshot. Named every receipt file by location and time. I wasn't just collecting evidence, I was telling a story. A story she didn't know was being written yet. Then I opened a blank document and wrote the name Blake H. Warner in all caps at the top. Underneath it, I typed, Miami. Yacht. Erica. August 19th. I stared at the blinking cursor for a second, then saved it as cast list. This wasn't going to be a confrontation. This was going to be a takedown. I barely slept. Kept checking the folder, watching the data pour in like a leaking faucet I couldn't shut off. By sunrise, I had enough proof to nuke a marriage twice over. But I didn't just want proof. I wanted control. So I texted Darren. You up? He called right away. Yeah. Just left the marina. She and Blake are booked for another cruise at noon. I need you to stall her earlier. Breakfast time. Offer her some kind of VIP event. Something exclusive. Something she won't turn down. He caught on fast. Like a captain's dinner or something? Exactly. Pitch it as a resort perk. Tell her she's selected. Make it sound bougie as hell. What's the angle? I've got someone going into her suite. Who? Luis. Still got him on payroll? Darren laughed. He still owes me 2 months' rent on that busted houseboat. Yeah, he'll do it. I gave him the room number. Ritz-Carlton 1206. Told him to tell Luis to go in with a master key. Swap the credit card from her purse with a dummy. Same model, same color, same weight. Just inactive. Darren said. And if she catches him? She won't. That's why you're distracting her. All right, give me 1 hour. I hung up and stared at the screen. I wasn't shaking. I wasn't second-guessing. I was just waiting. An hour later, the texts came in one after another. Darren. She bought it. VIP brunch at 9. Told her to dress up for photos. She's giddy. Darren, 9:22 a.m. Luis just went in. 2-minute window. Go time. Darren, 9:25 a.m. Swap complete. Real cards with Luis. Erica's sipping mimosas. I leaned back, phone in hand, watching it all go down from 200 miles away. Luis sent a quick picture of the card with the last 4 digits showing. Mine. She had no idea. While she played rich girl in a linen dress and oversized sunglasses, I opened my laptop and drafted a new email. To Angela Moore. Subject. Immediate legal inquiry, separation and misuse of funds. I kept it simple. Introduced myself. Summarized the situation in 3 tight paragraphs. Told her I had evidence. Names, dates, receipts, surveillance. Asked for a consultation as soon as possible. Her reply came 20 minutes later. I've reviewed your summary. This is well within my scope. Let's begin immediately. She sent a secure upload link. I dumped the dockside folder in without a second thought. She replied again. I'll start drafting the legal paperwork today. Civil complaint for misuse of marital assets. Formal separation petition. Emergency injunction against joint account access. You'll have docs within 48 hours. It was exactly what I wanted to hear. Lexi called right after. She's still active. Just booked a beachside couples massage under both their names. Want the timestamp? Always. I logged the time, filed the receipt, updated the cast list doc under Blake's name. You sound calm, she said. I'm past calm. I'm focused. She paused. Most guys would have lost their minds by now. Most guys didn't fund the whole betrayal. I did. I bought the gas she used to drive away. That afternoon, I watched the sunset outside my apartment with my phone in one hand and my laptop balanced on the arm of the chair. Emails flying. Evidence stacking. Erica thought she was sailing away clean. She had no idea the tide was about to turn. Around 3:15 that afternoon, Lexi called with a smirk in her voice. She tried to buy something. Ritz Boutique. Card declined. Beautiful, I said. She tried again at a kiosk outside the resort. Fancy bracelets or some crap. Same result. Error message said, invalid account. Then she hit a beach cafe. Denied again. I stared at the wall, grinning without meaning to. You tracking her location right now? Still walking around with Mr. Smooth. GPS shows them at that beachfront row near South Point. My phone buzzed. Darren was calling. I picked up. She's freaking out, he said without wasting time. Tried to pay for lunch. Card got declined. Twice. Blake offered to cover it, but she waved him off and walked off ahead of him. They're arguing now. What's he saying? Can't hear it all, but from what I caught, he asked her why she's using a card that's not hers. She said something like, it's ours, it's fine. But the tone's off. He's suspicious. Good. Let him stew in it. They're heading back to the resort. Want me to keep tailing? Yeah. Stay out of sight. But I need you to deliver something tomorrow morning. What kind of something? An envelope. Clean. No return address. What's in it? You'll see. I hung up and got to work. Sat down at the kitchen table, opened Dockside, picked the clearest photo. Erica, sitting on Blake's lap on the yacht deck, one arm around his shoulder, mouth open laughing. You didn't need a caption to understand it. Then I opened the reservation file. Yacht Life Premium Sunset Package. Booked using my card. Confirmed under her name. Printed both. I grabbed a blank envelope from the drawer and pulled a sticky note from the stack. In black ink, I wrote, "You're not sailing away. You're sinking." I folded the note on top of the printouts and sealed the envelope. Next morning, just after sunrise, Darren texted, "I'm on it. Room service cart disguise. Got Luis helping me roll it down." 15 minutes later, dropped it at her door, knocked once, walked away. I leaned back in my chair, coffee in hand, eyes fixed on nothing. Now it was her move. Lexi pinged me again. She's just back at the hotel. Looks like she pulled away from Blake after that last decline. They're not holding hands anymore. You want me to keep eyes overnight? No need. Tomorrow's when it hits. I stood up, walked over to the printer, and started queuing the next round of files. Let her sit with the envelope for a few hours. Let her wonder who knew what. The cracks were showing. And I was just getting started. By 10:30, Darren texted. She opened the envelope during brunch. Yacht Lounge. Blake's with her. You're gonna want this update. I stepped outside onto my balcony, phone in hand. Darren, 10:32 a.m. Her face went pale, like full freeze mode. She just stared at the photo. Didn't even touch her food. Darren, 10:34. Blake asked her what was wrong. She shoved the paper under a napkin and told him it was just something from work. Total lie. Good. Let her spin. Let her try to explain that picture to the guy she was sneaking around with. 15 minutes later, she's barely talking. Blake looks annoyed. They're leaving the table. I already had the next play set. While they were out, Darren slid the second envelope under the suite door. This one wasn't subtle. I printed 6 pages. Bank statements, timestamps, screenshots of her spa charges, yacht bills, Uber rides. I tucked in a flash drive too. Lexi had pulled a hotel security clip of Erica kissing Blake in the elevator. At 12:21 p.m. Darren sent another message. She just tried to buy jewelry again. Boutique inside the resort. Card failed. Clerk looked confused. Blake offered his card. She said no. Looked embarrassed. Stormed back up to the suite. Blake followed. I put my phone face down and just waited. Less than 30 minutes later, Darren, 103, they opened the door. Saw the envelope. Blake picked it up first. She tried to stop him. Too late. Darren, 105, he saw the statements. Then the thumb drive. Plugged it into her iPad. Watched it all. Darren, 107, man's face changed. He threw the envelope on the floor. Said something loud. I caught you lied to me. And you're married. Darren, 109, he grabbed his bag and walked out. No hesitation. I didn't respond. Just took a long sip of coffee and leaned back. The silence felt better than shouting ever could. At 3:40 p.m. Darren followed up. He's gone. Checked out solo. Left the valet waiting. She hasn't come out of the suite since. I nodded to myself. Good. Around 5, she finally lost it. Darren, 5:02, she's at the front desk. Waving her arms. Demanding to know who delivered the envelopes. Staff's clueless. She's raising her voice. Whole lobby's watching. I smiled without even meaning to. Darren, 5:07, told the manager someone's stalking her. Accused the cleaning staff. Now she's crying. Resort directors involved. Keep your cover. I texted back. Don't worry. I'm a ghost. That night, just after 8, my phone started buzzing. Erica. Decline. Buzzed again. Then again. Voicemail. Missed call. Voicemail. Text. Erica, 8:15 p.m. Cal, please pick up. I don't know what's happening. Erica, 8:18, who's doing this? Are you behind this? Just tell me. Erica, 8:24, please. I'm scared. She called 6 more times. I let them all ring out. Turned my ringer off and placed the phone face down on the kitchen counter. I didn't need to say anything. She already knew. My phone buzzed just after 7 a.m. Same name. Same number. I let it ring once. Twice. Then picked up. I didn't say anything. Cal? Her voice was raw. Barely above a whisper. Are you there? I'm here. She let out a breath like she'd been holding it all night. Please? Can we talk? I didn't know what else to do. I kept my voice flat. Talk. She paused, then rushed it out. I didn't mean for things to get this bad. I swear. It just happened. No, I cut in. Nothing just happened. The yacht, the dinners, the hotel, the spa, the champagne. That wasn't a moment of weakness. That was a schedule. Cal, I didn't think you even cared anymore. I sat down on the porch, coffee in hand. I paid your business fees, covered your debt, bought your branding course. What part of that looked like indifference? She started crying. You were always working, always tired. I felt so alone. I thought maybe you'd stop seeing me, like really seeing me. I saw you, I said. I saw you every day. I just didn't realize you were already gone. I was confused, Cal. I was scared. I didn't plan to meet him. Okay? You used our joint card to charter a yacht. That's not confusion. That's coordination. She went quiet. I could hear her trying to breathe through it. Blake didn't know I was married at first, she said softly. I told him after a few days. I thought I could control it. I thought it wasn't serious. But it was. Another silence. Then, I caught feelings. I didn't flinch. Didn't even blink. So you threw a marriage away for a feeling. Good to know. Her voice broke. I made a mistake, Cal. I see that now. Please, I want to fix this. I'll come home. I'll delete everything. I'll shut the business down. We can start over. Please just talk to me. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't curse or scream or say the things clawing at my throat. Instead, I said, a courier will be delivering legal documents to your suite by noon. You'll find everything spelled out. Separation terms, financial clauses, joint account closure, and misuse of marital assets. It's handled. She choked out a sob. Don't do this. Don't end us like this. Please, Cal. Please. I can change. We can go to counseling. I'll do whatever it takes. No, I said. It's unfixable. She didn't argue. She just cried. Quiet and steady. I let it sit. Then added, you already made your choice. This is just the result. She tried one last time. Can't we talk in person? Just once? There's nothing left to say. I ended the call, set the phone down on the porch table, took a slow sip of coffee. The air was still. The sun was barely rising. I sat there for a while, just listening to nothing. She made the mess. I cleaned it up. Now it was done. Angela texted at 9:04 a.m. Courier confirmed. She was served at the marina entrance. Your brother was there, right? Darren called 5 minutes later. He was trying not to laugh. She lost her mind, screamed at the guy, threw the envelope at the ground, then realized people were watching and tried to play it off. Did she see you? I asked. Oh yeah, locked eyes. Charged straight at me like I was the one who filed the paperwork. Kept asking, did Cal send you? What did he tell you? What did you say? I told her I just work boats, not marriages. Then I walked away. Good. Keep it that way. By noon, Angela sent a secure message confirming account separation was finalized. Erica's name was removed from everything: joint credit, savings, the emergency fund. She couldn't even Venmo herself a coffee now. Lexi updated me a few hours later. Pulled the rest of her emails. She's trying to log into the coaching brand backend. Password fails every time. I already changed the domain lock, I told her. She can't move the site. I own the hosting. I paid for the email servers too. Lexi smirked through the phone. Want me to post a maintenance banner on the site? Something subtle? No. Take it offline. Full blackout. Done. She's gonna spiral. That night, Lexi followed up again. Blake's company has a public ethics policy. They're old school corporate. Image obsessed. You want him to feel some heat? Absolutely. She crafted an anonymous email with a clean Dropbox link, surveillance stills, timestamps, a copy of the resort charges, and a polite nudge to HR about potential misconduct during company travel. Within 48 hours, Lexi forwarded me a screenshot. Blake's profile was pulled from the firm's website. The LinkedIn page vanished. Fired. Angela emailed again the following day. She's made no legal response yet. Just a lot of angry voicemails and forwarded rants from some amateur attorney. Nothing worth replying to. I walked through the timeline in my head. Ritz check-in on Sunday, yacht trip that afternoon, massage on Monday, confrontation Tuesday, served Wednesday. By Friday, Erica was on a one-way flight home. No Blake. No business. Darren texted from the dock. She left in a hoodie and sunglasses like she was dodging paparazzi. No one cared. Plane left 2 hours ago. Angela called me later that afternoon. She may try to paint this as emotional retaliation. You cool if we preemptively send a cease and desist for defamation? Send it. Don't hold back. She paused. You know, most guys in your position either crack or lash out. You didn't do either. Just handled it clean. I've been building something for years, I said. She thought she could hijack it. I just took it back. Lexi called shortly after. You feel better now? I feel finished. Cold, she said, but fair. I walked to my laptop and clicked through the dockside folder one last time. Hundreds of files. Every screenshot, every transaction, every message archived like a time capsule of betrayal. Then I dragged the entire thing to an external drive. Tucked it in a drawer. Didn't need to look at it anymore. The damage was done. And the cleanup was mine. For weeks later, I walked into Leon County Civil Court in a navy suit I hadn't worn since Dad's funeral. Angela stood beside me in a black pencil skirt, heels clicking sharp against the tile. She looked like she came to win. Across the aisle, Erica sat hunched between her new attorney and a stack of tissues. Hair tied back, no makeup, plain blazer. The glow she carried in Miami was gone. Angela leaned in. That guy with her's a settlement attorney. Not bad, but not built for a courtroom. We've got this. The judge entered, adjusted his glasses, and wasted no time. Case number 72-449. Cal Vernon versus Erica Vernon. Grounds: financial misconduct and breach of marital agreement. Let's begin. Erica's attorney went first. Tried the sympathy angle. Your Honor, my client has been under significant emotional strain. She felt neglected, unsupported, her judgment was impaired. These weren't calculated decisions, but impulsive reactions to marital stress. The judge didn't blink. We're not here to interpret feelings. We're here to assess facts. Did she knowingly use shared funds under false pretenses? He shifted in his seat. She admits to misuse, but the judge cut him off. Then let's move forward. Angela stood up, calm and steady. We've submitted timestamped documentation, screenshots of bank transactions, GPS logs, emails, and video footage. All of it shows a coordinated effort by Mrs. Vernon to use joint marital funds to finance a personal affair, all while claiming to be on business. She handed the judge the final folder. We also provided a full accounting of the business Mr. Vernon funded. He owns the hosting, legal structure, and startup capital. She contributed no traceable income. The judge flipped through the files without a word, then looked at me. Mr. Vernon, do you have anything to add? I stood. I trusted her, paid off her debt, let her quit her job to chase something new. I never asked for control. I just believed in her. I paused, didn't look at Erica. She turned that belief into a weapon, and spent our life like it was hers alone. That's not a partnership. That's betrayal. The judge nodded slowly, then sat back in his chair. Ruling is as follows. Mr. Vernon retains the marital home, full ownership of the business, all remaining joint financial accounts. Mrs. Vernon is ordered to repay the disputed expenses within 6 months or face a civil lien. This court is adjourned. The gavel dropped. Clean. Final. Angela patted my shoulder. You did good. I nodded. Let's get out of here. But Erica stood up fast. Cal, wait. Angela stepped back, letting me decide. I turned to face her. She looked smaller somehow. Not physically, just diminished. She stepped closer. Can we just talk? For real. Not through lawyers. Just you and me. I stared at her for a second, then said, There's nothing left to say, and I walked out the double doors without looking back. 2 weeks after the ruling, I sold the house. Young couple bought it, freshly married, full of plans. Walked through the kitchen like it was their dream home. I handed them the keys without hesitation. Didn't say a word about what that place used to be. It wasn't mine anymore. I moved into a 1-bedroom apartment near the west side of town. Nothing fancy, just clean, quiet, and mine. Bought a second-hand couch, kept the fridge stocked with actual food, not takeout containers. Even learned how to cook again. On a rainy Saturday, I walked into the local shelter and left with a mutt named Chance. He had one ear that wouldn't stand up straight and a bark like he smoked cigars. Perfect fit. Darren started calling more. Just to shoot the breeze, talk sports, or make fun of Florida tourists. Sometimes we laughed like we were kids again, like the years of distance never happened. Angela checked in too. First it was quick legal updates, then it turned into occasional drinks. She always ordered bourbon. Sharp, no ice. We talked more than I expected. She listened more than I thought lawyers did. One Sunday afternoon, I walked the dog along the marina. The same docks Erica boarded from that weekend. Same blue awnings, same dock numbers, same sun bouncing off the water. I stopped for a second and looked out toward the boats. I didn't feel anger. I didn't feel regret. I felt clear. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Erica, again. I let it ring twice, watched the name fade off the screen, then kept walking. That was the last time she called. I never picked up. Didn't need to, because I already had what she couldn't give me, freedom, peace, and the final say.